Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today I share my flight experience taking a trip to Los Angeles out of Lynchburg Regional Airport, connecting to the Charlotte Airport, and then heading out to Los Angeles. Let's get started. On the morning of February 27, 2025, I arrive at Lynchburg Regional Airport ready to board my first commercial flight. I only brought a carry-on to avoid issues with TSA. The airport staff were very friendly and very thorough. I would certainly fly out of Lynchburg Regional Airport again. When I flew out, the jet bridge was out of service, so I got the chance to walk on the tarmac. I was honestly hoping I would be able to walk on the tarmac, but I could see how this could be an inconvenience during storms. Anyways, I boarded the aircraft and was quite excited to be sitting next to the right engine. The E-145LR is quite an old aircraft compared to industry standards now. The aircraft was not equipped with Wi-Fi, it had a small lavatory, it had simple lighting, it had no business class, and had no proper snack cart. The single flight attendant brought around airline snacks and gave them out of a plastic bag. The flight certainly had its charm, and I especially enjoyed the large windows.
To prepare for departure, close your tray table and place your seat in the upright position. If you haven't already fastened your seatbelt, insert the metal fitting into the buckle and pull the strap so it's tight across your hips. To open your seatbelt, lift the top of the buckle. Keep your seatbelt fastened when the seatbelt sign is on. And just in case there's turbulence, keep it on whenever you are in your seat. U.S. law requires compliance with lighted and posted signs and crew instructions. All flights are non-smoking. This includes e-cigarettes. It's against the law to tamper with, disable, or destroy lavatory smoke detectors. The safety card in your seat pocket explains the safety features of this airplane, including the location and operation of exits and flotation devices. If necessary, an infant life vest will be distributed by a flight attendant. The safety card shows how to use it. We will be dimming the cabin lights for takeoff. Individual reading light controls are overhead. On behalf of American Airlines, now One World Alliance partners, thank you for your attention and enjoy your flight.
Lieutenant, please prepare for takeoff.
While on approach to the Charlotte airport, I captured this other jet who was also on approach to the Charlotte airport. Upon landing in Charlotte, our gate was occupied, so we had to wait about 20 minutes to park. This gave me the chance to get some plane spotting in. I didn't get to record too many clips, but I did record a few. Once we parked, I got to say hello to the first officer, who was a very nice gentleman.
It's our pleasure to welcome you to Charlotte. The local time is 7:20. Please stay seated with your seatbelts fastened until the seatbelt sign is off and keep the aisle clear of all personal items. Take a moment to check.
The Charlotte airport is undergoing some major remodeling and construction. The airport had many chunks of unfinished floor and ceiling with bare wires coming out of the ceiling. The finished portions of the airport were very nice, however. As I was waiting for my next flight, I found out that the gate had been swapped and I ended up missing the flight. The next flight didn't leave for another 2 hours, so I had plenty of time to relax and have some good food. I got a spicy breakfast sandwich from the Bad Daddy's Burger Bar. The staff were in a rush and weren't the nicest, but got me my food, and the food was very good.
Cooperation. If you have unfastened your seatbelt, we do ask that you refasten your seatbelt until we are parked at the gate. Ma'am.
When I finally boarded the next flight, I initially noticed how much nicer the aircraft was. The aircraft had smaller windows, but bigger seats and better legroom. The aircraft, an A321neo, also had in-flight Wi-Fi and entertainment. I do have to note that on the nearly 5-hour flight, we were seen by the flight attendants twice for drink/snack and trash collection service. Granted, I was in economy, but I still expected to be checked on. I had a very chill seatmate who didn't even stow his tray table until final approach, even after the announcement had gone off about 4 times prior. The flight was uneventful and landed on time in Los Angeles. lining up for departure, you can see an E-145LR, the same type of jet that carried me down to Charlotte. You can see from the height that I'm at recording this video the height difference of the A321neo and the E-145LR. The A321neo is significantly larger than the E-145LR. Piedmont Airlines, the operator of the E-145, ordered a number of E-175s, a larger jet, to replace their aging fleet of E-145s. The E-145s will be phased out in 2030. Here you can see the midday traffic line up trying to depart Charlotte. Keep in mind that there are other departure runways, and this is just a lineup for one runway. Here are some photos I took while going across the country this first bit. Not sure if that's the Grand Canyon or not there. It looks like it's some sort of canyon though. And then there's some crop fields down there. But in this picture you can actually see some snowy mountains, which I did not expect to see as the weather outside was around 80 degrees. Upon entering the airport, I instantly noticed how much busier it was than Charlotte. The staff were very nice and gave out directions to me and pointed me in the right direction. The next day, I went plane spotting and was amazed by the variety and size of the jets. I did see a man attempting to enter unlocked cars, and I managed to get in my car, a rented minivan, and drive away as he was headed to my car next, under the assumption I wasn't watching out. Later, I returned to the spot after trying some In-N-Out. I am now a major fan of In-N-Out. I also got the chance to try Jack in the Box, of which I am also now a fan of. Due to the traffic, though, I didn't get the chance to try any local food locations, but let me know if there are any that you all recommend, as I plan on coming back in the near future. After wrapping up my plane spotting for the night, I went to the hotel and called it a night. The next morning, I got in a little bit of plane spotting before returning the minivan and boarding the return flight. The return flight was also on an A321neo, but not the same exact aircraft as before. Upon boarding, I noticed that my overhead bin was already completely full, and upon asking why, I was met with a very rude tone by a flight attendant stating, "They are shared space, so you'll just have to find another one." I was shocked, and so were others, as I could see multiple mouths agape after she had said that. Luckily, a kind woman stood up and offered her bin because it had some extra space in it. After the worst part of my flight, I saw a SpaceX 737 on the taxi out. Later in the flight, I received a free meal after the card reader didn't work. Lucky me. It was quite good, and I saved $20 on the meal. Thank you to another flight attendant who gave me that free meal. Throughout the flight, I watched as the sky turned from a midday blue to a late-night dark hue. As the flight inched closer to Charlotte, I began seeing more and more city lights.
Good evening, all. We'd like to first welcome you to Charlotte, North Carolina, where the local time is 9:19 p.m. We're actually about 14 to 15 minutes early, to be honest with you. We'll be arriving at gate 86. Once again, it'll be Alpha 6 arrival gate. For baggage claim information, you're going to get that inside the terminal after you exit the aircraft. Once again, for baggage claim information, you're going to get that inside the terminal after you exit the aircraft. We do ask that you please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the aircraft comes to a complete stop and the captain turns on the seatbelt sign. Please take a moment to check your surrounding area, close your seat pocket, if any personal items you must stowed. To help keep our cabin clean, please take any remaining waste items with you. Place them in the trash bin as you exit the aircraft inside the terminal.
Upon arrival, I had a brief layover in Charlotte and made my way over to my next gate. After I checked in, I was informed that because I was one of the last people to book, I would only be able to board the flight if some people volunteered to stay behind or didn't show up. I was shocked, because when I boarded the aircraft, many seats were completely empty. I googled why this was the case, and it was known as the scope clause. Basically, it limits the size, seat count, and weight that a regional flight can operate under to ensure pilots at major airlines do not have their jobs outsourced. The flight out was uneventful, and I was in another E-145LR. We stayed at a relatively low altitude. I did not find out the reasoning for this, but I suspect it was to avoid flying into the clouds.
local time is 11:19 p.m. As a reminder, please remain seated with seatbelts securely fastened until seatbelt signs have been turned off and we are parked at the gate. Also, keep the aisle clear of all personal items. Don't forget to check your seat back pockets and surrounding area for items like tablets and cell phones. When you open an overhead compartment, use caution as items may be shifted in flight. You may now use your cell phone. American Airlines are One World Alliance partners in this Charlotte-based female flight crew. I'd like to thank you all for flying with us. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Hope to see you again soon.
Upon arrival, the landing was hard and the runway was noticeably bumpy. When the reverse thrust kicked in, the armrest next to me fell down out of its stowed position. Thankfully, though, I did find out the Lynchburg Regional Airport is working on resurfacing the runway as of August 6, 2025, and should be done in a month or two from now. Anyways, as I deplaned, I said hello to and thanked the crew. The jet bridge was still down, so I got the chance to take some photos of the two E-145s that stay overnight. Overall, the trip was great, and I am looking forward to posting my plane spotting videos from the trip. Before I go, though, I do want to thank the Lynchburg Regional Airport staff, the Piedmont Airlines staff, the Charlotte Airport staff, and the American Airlines staff for making the trip possible and as smooth as it could go. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, stay safe.